Harden with the drive. Oh! A facial by James Harden going right at Draymond Green, and a lot of chatter out there following that shot. Oh! 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 Anything else you want to say? Oh! Chris, you okay?
Oh, it's nothing like a body-to-body dunk that puts a man on the ground, especially when the smaller player wins attacking a basket. That's a poster.
James Harden, there may be a little Draymond Green in your beard.
Oh! Oh!
That was just part of a wildly entertaining game, by far the best of the conference finals round so far, and a completely wild and frenetic finish in Oakland as the Houston Rockets tie up the series of 2 games apiece with a 95-92 win. They end the Warriors' 16-game home postseason win streak. This is their first loss at home since Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals, a game with which David Griffin is very familiar. That's Isiah Thomas right there. I'm Matt. Good to have you with us. You just want to jump in here? This was all. There's so many elements here in the final few minutes.
I thought so. 2 takeaways for me from this game. Houston's defense. I mean, their defense was just fantastic tonight. Their energy, their effort, their commitment to defend was unlike anything that I've ever seen a Rockets team play, this current Rockets team play with. The second takeaway was, Paul and Harden. I thought this was kind of like a legacy game for both of them. And I thought both of them stepped up. We talked about Harden having to step up, and he came out and did what he had to do. I thought for Paul, it was like, one of the biggest games that he's ever had in his career. Winning a game like this on the road, weathering, Curry's, his flame that he started throwing in terms of shooting the 3 ball. But I just thought Paul, he was tough. He made shots when he had to. He did all the big things in the game. And, if you want to talk about a big win in a statement game, this is probably, to me, the biggest win of Chris Paul's professional career, winning this game here tonight.
I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, he's never been to this stage of the playoffs before, for one, and this was, for all intents and purposes, I think most people felt like a do-or-die kind of game. Going down 3-1 against Golden State would have been bad, to say the least. Let's get into some of the strategy here late in the game, because this is going to be talked about ad nauseum over the next 48 hours or so. First of all, the decision by Steve Kerr not to call timeout here. Warriors down by 2, and personally, I'm fine with not calling it here because you've got sort of chaos happening. But once Klay Thompson is bottom up in the corner, why wouldn't you call it there?
Yeah, there's better than 5 seconds left when he gets the ball in the corner and is completely stymied. I'm really surprised they didn't get it called, and maybe they were trying to. Maybe Steve's calling it from the – I don't know. You can't see obviously from the angle we get here.
Right.
But it was shocking to me they didn't give themselves a chance there. Not quite as shocking, though, is CP making this free throw, giving them the chance to actually draw something up in a timeout. If he misses the free throw, I'm not sure they can secure a rebound and call timeout fast enough.
Yeah, and I agree with you there, making the free throw. But how about the look that, Steph Curry gets, in the corner, and he's deadly from the corner in these situations. I thought Golden State, the last 5 minutes of the game, they lost their poise. They lost who they were. They lost their identity offensively and defensively. They did not look like the champion that was playing at home. They looked like a team that was frantic and kind of out of control the last 5 minutes of the game, which really shocked me in terms of their last 5 minutes, the way they played. But on the other hand, you got to give Houston a lot of credit for the way that they made Golden State play in that fourth quarter. I think all the credit goes to Houston for making Golden State look the way they did.
Usually it's a combination of these things. I think both parties played a role, but Golden State 3 of 18 in the fourth quarter. They turned it over 4 times. And I thought, going back to the first quarter, Golden State had a chance to, if not put the game away, certainly extend the lead, but they had a couple of those stretches where they are maddeningly casual with the basketball and turn it over a bunch. Some interesting stuff there from Mike D'Antoni, who should basically echoed what you said, that this is the highest level defense that his team has played so far this season.
I've never seen this Rockets group this year or last year play a defensive game like they played tonight, with this type of intensity, this type of aggression, this type of commitment. And I really can't say enough good things about Chris Paul in terms of stepping up to the moment. And not only stepping up to the moment, but honoring it and you know, putting on a jersey and then going out and giving a great performance. Again, we talk about, you know, it was Harden's time and everything else. But for me, this moment was more about Chris Paul than anybody. And, man, did he ever deliver. Not only did he deliver, and, you know, we were all back in the back when Steph Curry got hot. I mean, and I'm a Steph Curry fan, right? So I'm running around. Oh, Steph Curry's hot. Yeah, he's shooting it from half court. The cat's out of the box. You came in, the cat's out of the box, right?
Cat.
Hey, well, Chris Paul found a way to get the cat back in the box. And it wasn't a 35, 40-point performance that Steph Curry ended up going off and getting. It was one that Chris Paul was able to match. And I just thought, you know, Paul was beautiful tonight. And, you know, my hat's off to him, you know, because this was a huge game for him.
I mean, this was a 65-win, #1 seed, championship caliber response. That run that Golden State went on in the third, and particularly the Steph Curry 11-0 run where he was making shots from literally anywhere, that typically is a backbreaker. And that ends the game, and we go on, and it's a 20-point win. And the entire time I'm watching that, I'm feeling like they're up 20. But Houston just kept with it. And to your point, it was Chris, his leadership, his unwillingness to back down, the full bag of chips he has on his shoulder, not just one chip. It was incredible to watch him will them to this point, and equally incredible to watch Golden State have no response for their physicality in the fourth quarter. You know, we talked during the first quarter. We said it felt like Golden State should be up radically more, and they were going to regret that they weren't. They turned it over. They missed some easy shots, things like that. And they lived to regret it because they didn't respond in the fourth quarter either.
Let's get you back to Oakland and Steve Kerr. Really interesting stuff from Steve Kerr there. We'll hear from stars on the way back, including Chris Paul, maybe the biggest playoff night of his career, 2-2 in the Western Conference Finals.